Welcome to ScaffChamp 2025, powered by Layher. We are here in the studio with a very special guest, number 2. The second time on The View with Vertex, we have the director of ScaffPlan, one of the event's main sponsors, Mr. Ben Beaumont.
Nice to be here. Thank you for having me, Isaac. Great to see you. That was great, man.
After
really well done.
Mumbled and fumbled attempts at an intro.
Let's not show them what we did for the previous 5 minutes.
Yeah. I hope we could keep that. We could definitely keep that. How have you been?
Really good, mate. Really good. Super busy since the last time I spoke to you. Really, really busy.
I feel like that was the start of it, wasn't it? That was like...
I'd been with ScaffPlan about just under a year then. So last July when we recorded that podcast, it would have been just under a year. So now we're coming up for 2 years till then. I mean, middle of 2023. So middle of 2025, here we are, 2 years on. Yeah, it's been crazy. I was actually just sitting here trying to think of all the stuff we've done since the last time I saw you, and it was just crazy. Kind of the list was
it's
going
hard
over
to
and
keep
over
it
and
in
over.
like a fucking, excuse me French, in a precise timeline.
You've been spending too much time with scaffolding, mate. That's what
ScaffChamp. You know what I mean?
That's it. Well, I'm sure a few will slide in.
Oh yeah. It wouldn't be scaffolding if there were no slight expletives.
Yeah.
So in terms of these developments, because we will try and keep it semi-serious, with ScaffPlan, it just seems like every time I speak to you, every time I speak to Simon, there's like a new update. I think probably the biggest one, it would seem to me, would be what's coming with SketchUp. Do you think that's fair to say, or?
I mean, yeah, I get the SketchUp journey started kind of just last time I spoke to you. So Trimble, who own SketchUp and own Tekla within the ecosystem that we build in, they were running a competition called a 0 to 60 challenge, and we decided to enter it. And it was where you build a software product on SketchUp platform. And we thought, why not give it a go, see if we can build SketchUp, build ScaffPlan on SketchUp. And we entered the competition, and we probably started about the time I spoke to you. And the dev team worked really, really hard, see if we can build the product. And it all ended and came to a head at Trimble Dimensions 2024, which was in Vegas. Simon and I went out to Vegas to present 5 minutes in front of a few thousand people, exceptionally scary experience, doing an elevator pitch to kind of present what we'd done. And there was, I think, there was a few hundred entrants from around the world to start with. It got whittled down to 10 who went through the development sprint for 90 days. And everybody went to Vegas to present what they did. And we remember I was sitting backstage. Simon and I were sitting backstage where we were the 9th of 10 to go out. And they were being really strict with the time. And our time was running a little bit over, and we were getting really, really nervous. So I remember going out, having to speak really, really quickly.
That was like the final. It was voted on, like on the day.
Yeah, there were judges there. So there's judges from Amazon, from NVIDIA, from Trimble, like all in the judging panel. And it was a bit like Dragon's Den, but on a stage. And you're going out, and then there's an audience of a couple of thousand people. And you go out, and you're... a bit scary.
Yeah,
a bit scary, and it's the craziest thing I've ever done. I've spoken in front of a few hundred people in the UK at various events, but that was something different. And I remember just thinking, oh my God, you've rushed it and spoke. Everything gets really choked up.
Yeah,
it came off backstage. Fast forward, we ended up winning, and it was crazy. So. That gave us a big vote of confidence, and they thought, you know what, we've got a great product here, and this is going to work really well on the SketchUp platform. So the reality is we built a product to work on that platform, and we got it to work really well. But for mass scale and for global use, we realized actually we need to do a bit of work to this to take it from what is a great MVP to something that we can bring to the public.
And does that mean work on the original product?
It's meant some work on the original product. The way that we build our API, we had to restructure that. We had to unintegrate it and relink it with Tekla to make sure that API could then speak effectively to SketchUp really well in a way that we wanted it, and we got the performance that we wanted. And that the dev team have worked really, really hard. And I don't underestimate this when I say some of the stuff they've had to do has never been done before. The way that we were getting our API and the ScaffPlan product to talk to SketchUp has never been done by any other developer or
So a lot of breaking
partner.
and fixing.
Lots of it. And we'd be going to Trimble asking them, hey, you know, have you ever done this before? You getting advice about how we might make this work? And they were like, no. But they struggled to help us. Anyway, fast forward, the dev team ended up doing a great job, but that took a lot longer than we would have liked, because they also had the Boss product coming out. We also had our 2025 launch, which is like 3 weeks away now, coming out. So they were pulled and stretched in a lot of directions and working really, really hard. So we kind of, as it came into this year, we had to prioritize what we were doing. Come to right now, as we're sitting here, have got a crazy series of kind of 4 months ahead, which is really exciting. And the first thing is ScaffChamps. So obviously we've been here since the start. We've been a sponsor since the start, which is really, really cool. And it's great to see everyone, you know, wearing the hats and stuff, even though you declined. But that's because you've got really small heads. But it's fine.
Just for you, Ben. Just for you.
You know how to make me happy.
That does not fit on my head. And I can't, unfortunately, I cannot resize it.
We'll do it now.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it there. Look, it's great. But anyway.
They are actually a really cool hat, by the way.
Thanks for...
No, they are. I know you don't sell hats, but, you know.
If we sold hats.
Yeah, maybe start, you know.
Yeah, ScaffPlan did hats. We do hats.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see what next year's is like now. But anyway, so we got here, and we've got a really crazy kind of 4 or 5 months. So we're here supporting this event like we always have done, and we love it. We obviously work closely with Layher, both Simon and I, for a long time have, so it's brilliant being here, particularly at this event. And we do this in 3 weeks' time. We've got our 2025 version of ScaffPlan coming out, which has got some really cool features.
How many versions have there been so far? Because it seems like there's
This is the 10th, 9th. No, well, right at the start there was quite a lot before my time.
Yes, I get that. Yeah.
Lots of iterations, right? And then we were currently on. We've called this 2025 just because Trimble launches on 2025, and most softwares, you know, do an annual release, and that's what we're moving towards now. So
I think it's better than the 2.0, 1.1, and
no one knows what that means. At
Yeah.
least you know the year it came out.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to get confused because we were doing them so many times a year. So it went really quickly. Anyway, we've got that coming out. The 2025's got some really cool features in it. I mean, the engineering tool is really cool. Something we've worked on as a team to help engineers do really the time-consuming bits of calcs quicker, which is great. The drawing management tool to create really nicely branded colorized drawings, which is something that Tekla doesn't do as well as other softwares, and now with this it will do it better than other software, which is really, really cool. We're really excited about that. We've added Alustar in, which is
a big value add for Tekla as well. I mean, they've got developers and companies like
absolutely,
you guys building on the platform. It's like it's up in their game.
Absolutely. So there's other developers that do that as well, but we're probably one of the most, you know, proactive in terms of how we do it. And Trimble are great. You know, they work with us really well. They support us, and that's really cool. And certainly in the UK, and the teams are really proactive because we resell for Trimble in the UK. So if you buy the ScaffPlan product, you can buy everything from us, which is really important. And we're looking to do that with the SketchUp product that comes. So the 2025, we've got the drawings, the engineering tool. We've got all our support now goes into an AI base. So right in the product, you can just type, how do I do this? And it'll just tell you video links, step-by-step guides. That's kind of the first step.
I was speaking to Artem at Kibazo, and he, you know, I said, where do you see AI? I think he may have asked you the same question. I know you're a big like advocate for the use of AI, and he was, you know, said something very similar. He said it's almost like a second brain, you know, where, you know, processes and things like that, you can just ask it and get the answer that you want really, really quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we've got lots of us embed it into our day-to-day, right? Yeah. You use popular products, ChatGPT, Grok, the Google Claude, you know, I've signed up for Gemini recently. I'm using that a lot now, but our guys, you know, we use Cursor and stuff a lot. And we were talking to Brandon earlier, and he was saying the same. You know, AI is just enabling you to do stuff so much quicker. You know, but this is our first introduction into that AI piece, helping bring value to the existing users, providing our support. more directly and more quickly, so they can just do it in real time. You know, everyone's getting used to large language model and just common language interaction. So you'll be able to get that support right in the product, which is really cool, which is a first stepping stone for quite a few other things that I would love to tell you about, but I probably shouldn't just now.
I'm sure we'll
but
get
it'll be another podcast, right?
Yeah.
So we've got the 2025 release coming. Then straight after that, couple of weeks, we've got our Boss product launching.
Tell people what Boss is, because I know a little bit about
the
this.
acronym. We love an acronym, right?
Who doesn't?
Exactly. I mean, so we played around with lots of names. To be fair, it stands for Business Operating System for Scaffolding.
Yeah.
And it just does that. It runs the business for you, right? But we're right at the front end. Our end game for ScaffPlan is to create an end-to-end digital workflow, right? So everything you do from start to end, digitized within one place, one source of truth. I borrow that phrase from someone else, but where everything is in there and all the information you need is there. That's super important for us. And the first step, starting at the beginning, we've kind of got design, which sits right in the middle. The first step is inquiry and sales management, CRM. This is what Boss is. It's managing your customers, your contacts, your projects, how your sales are coming through your pipeline, and then estimating tool and proposals. That's fully enhanced with AI, so you can just, you know, take a couple of bullet points off a customer's brief, bang, make me my quote out of this, put your templates in and creates all your proposals for you. So that's kind of cool. And the estimating tool, we looked at a lot of other products that are on the market, because there's some fabulous estimating tools on the market, right? And let's not sit here and pretend there aren't really good ones. But we kind of wanted to just, we don't want to compete with the ones that are really good. We looked at it and thought, well, what do scaffolders actually want? We just want the 80-20 rule, right? We just want the 20% that does the 80% what they want, and then we'll build the rest on it, because really that's what they need. They want something simple but really effective. Yeah. So we built in flexibility, effectiveness. Lots of people price in different ways. I mean, you'll relate to this. Every scaffolder, right? What is it? How do they price? Yeah. Do they use standard norm? Square meter, linear meter, a tube, square meters, a working platform, cubic meters, a lift.
Oh, there's this method as well, which is, stick a finger.
The most effective one, right?
Honestly,
I like this one as well.
The amount of we were competitors, when I first started out the scaffolding company, and they'd ask us about, what do you do? What's your rate? And one, mind your own bloody business, and two,
well, if I tell you, how does it relate to your rate?
That's that's based on my labour, my vehicles, my yard, everything.
Yeah, totally right. So anyway, what we wanted to be able to do is make sure it was completely flexible but super easy to use. Yep. So that was our guiding principle, and this is the first version of it. So it's a great journey, and we really like the product we've got there now. We've done some really great work with it, so we're excited that that's coming out in about 3 or 4 weeks. So shameless plug, you can go on the website, you can sign up for the wait list. If you sign up for the wait list, you'll get a great offer when it launches. It'll go first to our existing customers. They'll get the first chance. They've been with us. There's lots of people wanting to use it. And then, it'll, over the next couple of months, we'll launch it out to our global client base, and hope people will love it. And the first step for that will be, get feedback, listen to what they like about it, listen to what they don't, focus our development on those areas. But we've kind of got a nice development pipeline coming. Yeah, AI integration.
That is software, and you have really cool. You have to put it out to the market. You have to see what works, what doesn't. I mean, it's beyond the minimum viable product stage now, but it's those iterations that come afterwards, which it's the flexibility you get with software, right? You can put it out to market, see what works.
Well, that's totally it, right? That's all. We've always done that. We do the same thing with ScaffPlan. We always listen to our customers. What do they do? I was talking to Tony Nicholson. He should be here, sitting here, although it made me look.
He's going back in.
It made me look really small. I'd be like,
big dude.
But I was talking to him earlier, and he's sitting in the beer tent using ScaffPlan, right, doing a design. And I was like, mate, I need to record you doing this, because this is so cool. What are you doing? And he just went, told me, I'm doing this, I'm putting this on here, I've got a cabin to do this, and look at this detail, I'm just doing that, move that round here, and it's so quick, bum, bum, bum. And I was like, oh man, that's gold. I need to package that up and give it to, and tell people about it, because Ultrad, biggest scaffold firm in the world, they love it, and they're using it really prolifically. So coming back to what we're talking about with Boss, I mean, I went off track there talking about Tony, but that launches in a couple of weeks. So where we were talking about timeline, weren't we? I said 2025, then we got Boss coming out, so that releases, and then that'll take us through the summer and then straight into SketchUp, which will be at the
Why is
just after
SketchUp so important? Because I know it won the prize, but I think people need to get an idea of why
the most widely used 3D design software in the world, right? So it's everything else pales into insignificance versus the users of SketchUp, and it is super easy to use.
And we're talking like from the classroom to the boardroom, right? Like this is used by schools, universities, everyone.
And it's great. They're doing some really cool things, and it's not going to replace the Tekla version, because the Tekla version is like, you know, it's your, if the Tekla version is the Rolls Royce, the SketchUp's your Golf GTI. Right? Do you know what I mean? It's really cool, and you'll enjoy using it, and it'll probably do everything you need. But there's some users that'll still want the Tekla version, and they'll still want the power, the detail, some of the extra features that come with it, and some of the really cool things that are there. And the SketchUp one will be a lighter version, probably maybe like 60% of the functionality, the core functionality will come over.
But still like a good bit of what's...
Oh, amazing, because it'll suit people, like you're not your heavy users like the engineers that are using it, but your contracts managers, your supervisors, your salespeople, your people out on the road. Or, you know, you'd use it perfectly. You know, let's say you want to use it for your training business. You know, you want to do some training structures, you want to do visualizations, you want to do any classroom. Because the SketchUp model's been rebuilt, the engine's been rebuilt, it's really powerful, it's cool, and it's it'll run it great. And there's nothing like that on the SketchUp platform. There's other products on the SketchUp platform for scaffolding, but there's nothing like ScaffPlan in terms of its detail on the colossal range of data that's in it and all the automated tools that are in it. So the other great thing about it is that it's the license that you have to buy for SketchUp is significantly cheaper than the license for Tekla. And you know, Tekla is a Rolls-Royce product, but its price reflects that, which for some people in the market, that makes it a bit prohibitive, right? And there's no point skirting around that question. It's just true. But with Tekla...
Big organizations, though, will benefit from that. But, like, I think SketchUp, what it sounds like to me is, like, even, you know, dad and lad scaffolding companies.
Exactly, right? So give you some... Look, Tekla is a fantastic product. There's a reason why we picked it to build ScaffPlan on. It's epic, right? It's really good. But because it's so good, it comes with a certain price point, right? You know, and we needed something to complement that,
like a scaffolding system that we may all know of.
I mean, look, I used to in previous businesses, I used to do the same phrase: "You're reassuringly expensive," and that's right. That is the same, but SketchUp is significantly cheaper. You know, it's a few £100 to buy. And then, so that makes it really affordable, really accessible. You can get it for your whole team. And that's what we want to do, you know. And then the link between the SketchUp version and the Tekla version, that seamless integration will allow people to go back and forth and use it really effectively. And so we want, you know, we're really looking forward to getting that out to market. And ultimately, it's been the whole year of hard work. We would have loved to have done it sooner. You know, after we went and won the 0 to 60 challenge, right? We want to get it out sooner, but we wanted to get it right. You know, and I'll coin a phrase from my ex-colleagues who are now at Access. One of their values I was reading the other day says, "Fast is good, but right is faster." And I liked it. And I messaged Gav and said, "Mate, that's really cool." But it applies to this. We've got to get it right, and we've got to get it right. And in the market, something that reflects our brand and what we stand for: professionalism, quality. You know, that reassurance, the accuracy, the details got to be there. The performance got to be there. So we wanted to get it absolutely right, Isaac, and that's it. And we've just been making sure we did. So we can't wait for it to launch. It's going to be really cool. And then, so towards the end of the year, that'll launch, and then
hopefully in time for ScaffX as well. It sounds like it's on a similar trajectory.
It'll probably just September. I might be at ScaffX walking around going,
I'll just give you.
I'm not saying that has not been said. Maybe we'll do some caps, right?
Yeah.
We'll do some ScaffX caps.
Oh, yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah.
And we'll get some high quality cap.
I see Wayne and Clive knocking about in those, you know.
Mate.
But mate, we could save a few from here. The AGM is coming up.
Well, if they did, would they do it in a cap?
You know, well, they will now.
To be fair, they're good crack. I'm sure they will for the right incentive.
Yeah. For banter, as the kids say.
Ben will be up for it. He's a good guy.
It's been absolutely fascinating, but we were running out of time a little bit.
Moving.
But yeah, we're going to be doing some more bits and pieces out there tomorrow. We'll have a bit of a walk and talk.
Yeah, let's do it, because what would be really cool, I'd like to get your opinion. I think we would be able to have some great chat about how the teams are working. You bring the safety aspect, I'll bring the technical aspect.
Yeah,
we'll
definitely.
be able to look at that. We'll be able to talk about how using the digital tools, because that links to what Layher are doing as well. They're doing some really cool stuff. And yeah, let's do it tomorrow. Let's talk about it then, right?
Yeah. Finally, where can people see you? Where can people find ScaffPlan?
Go online, go to the ScaffPlan website. You can sign up for the SketchUp waiting list there. You can sign up for the Boss waiting list there. If you want to buy a ScaffPlan, you can do it there, fill in the form, and we'll get right back to you.
Ben, top man, always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure.
I truly hope you enjoy this episode. If you do, all I ask is that you like, subscribe, and get notified every time we drop a new episode.